Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of the Awakened Souls podcast. I'm your host, Evan Brown, Kundalini activator, mentor, spiritual guide, overall just a very good source of entertainment, hopefully. So I am actually coming to you today on Christmas Day, and I know some people who listen, they celebrate, some people do not. Either way, happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas if that is what you celebrate. It is a time where a lot of people are feeling a heaviness that they really don't understand. They kind of want to blame outside circumstances and the world outside of what's going on with where things are at the moment. Part of that is the stress of everyday life. Part of that is the changes that we're seeing everywhere we are. Like, there's a lot of things that we could be putting our focus on and we could be shifting in and out of. But like, the truth of the matter is we are going through a massive, massive quantum leap as a collective in general. And we are seeing a lot of timeline shifts and a lot of timelines coming together and a lot of things moving forward in a way that is going to allow us to be on our highest ascension process. So what does this mean? Did I just speak a bunch of gibberish? Like, what does that mean? So that is actually what we're going to be doing on this episode, is a energy update for the collective as a whole. We are reaching a point where we are not going to be able to hide who we are anymore. What do I mean by that? Like, we are going to be sick and tired of living unauthentically. We are going to be sick and tired of going with the grind. We're going to be sick and tired of and recognizing how unhealthy it is to believe that our worth and our value is defined by the way other people look at us. Like, we are going to literally be moving forward in a way that is going to bring healing and tranquility to ourselves, to generations. Like, it is a time to be a cycle breaker. This does not mean that your ascension journey has to always be blood and tears, blood, sweat, and tears. That's not what it means. Like, there's a lot of people that have this idea that in order to ascend, we absolutely have to be moving forward in a certain way. And that's not the case. Like, we are fully capable and fully able to move forward and to ebb and flow. I actually talk about this in my book, The Power Within Us, Letter to the Awakened Souls, which is available for pre-order. I'll have a link in the bio at the end of this episode. You can go check that out. But long story made short, we got a channeled message from one of our guides in this. And I'm pulling out my book right now. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to read just a little snippet of this, like a little snippet of what our Arcturian queen has said. She is known as one of the Star Mothers. She is somebody who helps us learn to dance with the energy, so to speak. So I have a small channeled message from her in this. And one of the things that she says is, when we go through these solar flares, these Mercury retrogrades, all of these things, this is what she said in this text. It is not meant to be a massively draining situation, but rather one of enjoyment, deep inner love, and freedom. You're meant to dance with the equinox, the solar flares, and the freedom that comes to set yourself free in all ways that it comes. Allow your body to have what it needs. When you feel the need to change your diet, to change your friends, even as so much as changing your clothing, there is a reason. You're shifting and changing with the winds. Know that I am with you everywhere you look in the stars. My beautiful children, do not doubt yourselves or your vision. Just know that you are indeed exactly where you must be. Reset yourself in the evening, look up at the stars, and allow the downloads of the light from the twinkling beauties to come to you. And then there's a little bit more. And I didn't start at the very beginning with that, but that's one of the channeled messages I have from one of the deities I worked with as I wrote this book. And it is so, so, so important that we learn to show ourselves patience. We learn to show ourselves grace, and we learn to just be. We need to learn to just be. And what do I mean by that? Like, I went through a pretty insane quantum leap in the past couple weeks. And I'm finally at a point where I'm just like kind of coming out of the haze, so to speak. And I genuinely am a new person. Like, I really even can recognize patterns that I was allowing myself to repeat in the past couple months. And I'm the healed version of myself. Like, I'm not the same person that I was even close to it 3 years ago. And I have allowed the cares of this world to kind of make me second guess some things and make me second guess myself in a way. But I've learned to kind of, like, I just sat with those feelings. I sat with them and I faced them, and I saw the deep inner child woundings that I still had in certain areas that I needed to let go of, and that I want to let go of, and how to let go of it. And I began to embrace more inner magic, and I began to embrace more inner peace, and I began to embrace some inner wisdom. And I just found myself floating in the astral and meeting up with all sorts of beautiful beings. Like last night, it's funny because I was sleeping. I went to bed a couple nights ago and I tweaked my neck, where all the way from my neck down into my shoulder blade, I could feel just like if I turned my head a certain way, I could feel it like just so tight and uncomfortable. And last night I went into the astral and I was met by three beautiful beings of light that were just like, hey, we can fix that for you. Let us fix it. And they started doing energy work on me. Well, my cat comes and body slams up against my door because she is my little oracle. She's my little guide. She's my little dragonista, I like to call her, because I can definitely tell there's some dragon in there. She just looked at me and winked. Like there is... Like she's my familiar. And anytime I do any type of energy work and I start working with another being, she's there. It doesn't matter what part of the house she's at. She's suddenly there. And it's so funny because I was sleeping and I was meeting with these beings and she's like, boom, body slamming herself against my door to try and get in just to make sure everything was okay. So I like paused that. I woke up and came back to my body and went and opened the door and, let her see like I was fine. And then I went back and got back in bed and was able to meet right back up, and I woke up pain-free. Like I can tell that something was done. I can tell that I had a lot of energy work done last night. Like I just could feel it. So what you're going to notice if you have weird dreams, every single one of your dreams are going to be a little bit weird the next couple weeks. Like you're going to notice they have meaning. They're going to seem like they don't mean something, but that's not the case. They're all going to have meaning, whether it's showing you something you need to work on within yourself, showing you something that maybe you're doubting within yourself. Like there's a lot of things that it could be. Allow yourself permission to sit and to really get to the root of what it is. And there is also going to be a change and a shift in the way that you show up in relationships. It's not even necessarily the way that people are going to show up to you, but you have gone through a shift. Once you come out this veil, you yourself are going to respond different. Small talk is not going to interest you. You're going to notice even with the people that you love so deeply, you're just going to make sure that you're making time for yourself. You're going to end up prioritizing your peace and prioritizing your quiet. And that's on purpose because we are like a slingshot being pulled back and we are getting ready to launch forward. And as we launch, we are going to fly so fast, but we are going to hit our target. And our target is ascension. Our target is embracing our highest self in this body. It is embracing our highest self in this timeline. It is a time where we are fully capable and fully knowing and ready to move forward and go forward with that. So that being said, I spoke about it a little bit already when I was sharing about the book being out and so forth. I actually am going to go ahead and pull up the overview of the book. For those of you who don't know, this book is very metaphysical. It's going to push the boundaries of like the normal metaphysical of what things are. So just listen. This is the overview of the book. And you can decide if this is for you. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can order it on Amazon. It is available for pre-order now on both sites. I have links on my link tree to the Awakened Souls. Like you can follow it there. But here's the book overview. Magic has returned to the world, eagerly awaiting you at your fingertips. Many of us now walk the earth recognizing and remembering that we are more than humans. We are spiritual beings here once again for a human experience. This activation letter recounts my journey of breaking conditioning and waking up. It catalyzes your inner awakening, guiding you to rediscover the magic within. Through self-acceptance, self-discovery, and the embrace of your innate magic, we're poised to bring healing and peace back into the world. Awakening souls, you stand on the precipice of a transformative journey. In this book, you will find channeled messages from ancient deities, enchanting fae, majestic dragons, and other mythical beings. The very essence of your soul will kindle with remembrance and magic that still courses through your veins. It's time to embrace your readiness and wake up to the enchanting possibilities that await. Your inner awakening journey begins now. If that speaks to you in any way, shape, or form, I would love your support. You can purchase my book. And also a big way to support is actually by subscribing to this podcast, sharing this podcast, liking this podcast, leaving a review, leaving a star, even commenting on it. Like, it does bump me up into getting known a little bit more. I would not be here without you wonderful supporters. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, you can do so for $3 a month over on my Patreon page. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas, a wonderful week, and I will catch you next week.